Midnight on the county line, sirens singing behind me. I got a trunk full of bad decisions and a map that won't remind me. Moonlight paints my hands in silver, makes guilt look almost clean. But the road knows what I'm carrying, and the night knows what I mean. Midnight on the county line, where right and wrong don't shine. I'm running from a hungry past that wears my face like mine. If I cross, I might be free, or just farther from who I should be. There's a farmhouse in the distance, one warm window, steady glow. I think about knock and pray, but I already know good doors don't open easy for a man with shaking breath. So I keep the tires talking like I'm racing my own death. Midnight on the county line, where right and wrong don't shine. I'm running from a hungry past that wears my face like mine. If I cross, I might be free, or just farther from who I should be. I remember how it started, small and dumb, then hard and fast. One lie to cover another, till the truth couldn't last. Now the mirror's just a stranger, now my name feels like a theft. And the county line ahead of me ain't forgiveness, it's what's left. If I pull over, I'll lose my future. If I keep on, I lose my soul. So I whisper to the steering wheel, just get me through this hole. Then the sirens fade like bad memories, the dawn comes thin and gray. Not a victory, not a mercy, just another day to pay. Midnight on the county line, where right and wrong don't shine. I'm running from a hungry past that wears my face like mine. If I cross, I might be free, or just farther from who I should be. County line, county line, I crossed it, but I didn't change. I saw him on a riverboat, white suit, black eyes, no sweat. He dealt the cards like scripture pages, every smile a quiet threat. He said, son, you look like somebody who's tired of being broke. Then the lanterns flickered once, like the river held its smoke. That riverboat revenant, feeling slow, taking what you hide, not what you show. You can win a stack, you can lose your name, but the house remembers every flame. Yeah, that riverboat revenant, hear him hum. That's the sound of your hour coming done. I threw my last clean dollar down, felt the table breathe in time. Each card turned like a knife blade, cutting neatly through my mind. I kept seeing my father's hands, calloused, honest, worn to bone. And I wondered what kind of man trades blood for luck on a floating throne. That riverboat revenant dealing slow, taking what you had, not what you show. You can win a stack, you can lose your name, but the house remembers every flame. Yeah, that riverboat revenant, hear him hum. That's the sound of your hour coming done. I won 3 rounds, felt rich as sin, then the air went sharp and cold. The dealer's grin went hollow, like a story already told. He leaned in close, said, "Pay me back," but his voice was water deep, and the river outside the window looked like it didn't sleep. I folded my pride like a losing hand, stood up slow, tried to leave, but the door was miles away somehow, and the lights began to breathe. He said, "The river loves a bargain, the river loves a cost. You don't pay in coins, you pay in years, you pay in what you lost." That riverboat revenant dealing slow, taking what you had, not what you show. You can win a stack, you can lose your name, but the house remembers every flame. Yeah, that riverboat revenant, hear him hum. That's the sound of your hour coming done. Now every time I hear cards shuffle, I taste river fog and regret. There's a hill behind the courthouse where the pines stand stiff and still. Old rope scar on the oak bark, like a promise carved in chill. My daddy said don't go near it, but trouble's got a calling sound. And I heard a soft song floating when the sun went down on town. Hush now, sinner, don't you fight. Night's a blanket, dark and tight. Every debt comes due someday. Swinging slow, then drift away. Hush now, mercy's out of reach. That's the hangman's lullaby I preach. I ain't proud of what I carry, pocket full of sorry stones. I tried to drown them in the whiskey, but they grew into heavier bones. In the mirror I see strangers wearing my face like stolen land, and the wind from that cold hillside feels like a judge's hand. Hush now, sinner, don't you fight. Night's a blanket, dark and tight. Every debt comes due someday. Swinging slow, then drift away. Hush now, mercy's out of reach. That's the hangman's lullaby I preach. There's a girl in a red dirt trailer with a halo made of smoke. She said you can be forgiven, then she smiled like it was a joke. I watched her burn her last letter, warm the room with paper flame, and I wondered if heaven listens when you whisper shame by name. If the rope is just a symbol, why is it pulling on my throat? If the past is only memory, why is it sinking like a boat? I walked up to that oak tree, put my palm on bitter wood, and the lullaby kept humming like a devil saying good. Hush now, sinner, don't you fight. Nights a blanket, dark and tight. Every debt comes due someday. Swinging slow, then drift away. Hush now, mercy's out of reach. That's the hangman's lullaby preach. Hush, hear the wind agree. Could have been me. There's a porch light burning past the fields, never flickers, never dies. Folks say the widow keeps it lit for the man who won't ride. Her curtains move like slow confession, her wind chimes talking steel, and every night the crickets chant about wounds that don't heal. That widow's porch light soft and pale, like a lighthouse made of sorrow. If love's a ghost, it drifts right there, borrowing from tomorrow. That widow's porch light holding on, shining for what's dead and gone. I stopped once when my truck ran hot. She offered water, didn't smile. Her eyes had storms behind them, like she'd been alone a while. No pictures on the living room wall, just one empty nail, and a chair that faced the front door like it was waiting for a tale. That widow's porch light soft and pale, like a lighthouse made of sorrow. If love's a ghost, it drifts right there, borrowing from tomorrow. That widow's porch light holding on, shining for what's dead and gone. She said he left one winter evening, said he'd be back by dawn, but the river rose like angry scripture and the bridge was gone. Her voice didn't break just then, like thread pulled through a seam, and I felt my own regrets rise up, heavy as a dream. Some grief is loud as thunder, some grief is quiet nails. It builds a house inside your chest and locks all the windows tight. I drove away at morning, but the glow stayed in my mind. A little human stubbornness against the dark's design. That widow's porch light, soft and pale, like a lighthouse made of sorrow. If love's a ghost, it drifts right there, borrowing from tomorrow. That widow's porch light holding on, shining for what's dead and gone. If you pass that field at midnight, don't stare too long. Light like that can teach you wrong.